Everything's going to be recorded and saved for future use. And when I do transition meetings, actually, I direct everyone to the old site and say, here, if you want any information, it's all right here. So I think people do go back and look at the recordings.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So my name is Callie Malone. I work at Timberline High School. I'm doing the RISE class, which is Reaching Independence Through Structure and Education, Support and Education, I'm sorry. And then I have some kids in the 18-21-year-old STEP program. So I am excited to hear about what LINC has because you guys always do cool stuff.
Yeah, we do cool stuff.
I know. I wish everyone would go there.
I know. I do too. I got some really cool things I'm really excited to talk about.
Okay.
And I'm introduced Diana. She's our newest independent living specialist for the Boise area. And we'll talk a little bit about her role in just a moment. So Diana, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Diana Willis, and I'm an independent living specialist with LINC in Boise. And I work individually, one-on-one with people to help them set goals and accomplish goals, and also teach classes on advocacy and run a peer support group once a month in the Boise office.
Just a couple things. So we are a Center for Independent Living. Our organization is a nonprofit. Our mission is to help people with disabilities live the life of their choosing. And it's a voluntary program, so they can voluntarily come in and get some assistance and support from our organization. We have 5 core services that we provide: information and referral. If somebody just wants to call up and ask a question about something, I do have an information and referral specialist. You can call and ask her a couple of questions. If you want a little more intense help, we would refer you to Diana, and she can point you in the direction of some other services that we provide. So information referral is one. Peer-to-peer is another opportunity. You know, nobody gets it better than somebody that's got lived experience, and we find that very valuable. So besides our staff, our organization is for people with disabilities by people with disabilities. So everyone at our organization, almost everyone at our organization, has lived experience with disabilities, so they can set an example of being able to work. Our receptionist uses a chair, our executive director uses a chair, Diana is blind. We have a whole staff of people with disabilities, and they can work, and they're effective, and they're amazing. So, and there is something really nice about a camaraderie of someone with that lived experience. So we find that people connect with them very quickly and are able to meet goals because they can't argue with someone who has lived experience. So it's really nice. So we also, so once a month, on the first Tuesday of every month at our office in Boise, which is on the corner, it's near the corner of Federal Way and Overland Drive, from 2:30 to 4, we have a peer-to-peer group. We call it Triple G. It's Grow, Gather, and Gab. And we really just kind of hang out. And if people want to know something specific, Diana does a little research, talks to them a little bit about the things that they're interested in. And we really just want people to get to know each other and have friendships. It's not super structured. They get to choose what they want to do. So that is a new program we started this month. And so that will be continuing for as long as I can stand it. So we have that peer-to-peer opportunity. Diana, did you want to talk about that?
Just a great opportunity for people to come and make, friendships, get to know us at LINC, and really wanting LINC to be a place for people where they feel comfortable and can come and hang out and learn something and just enjoy getting to know, the community and each other.
Yeah, we're excited for it. It's going to be awesome. So another service that we provide is independent living skills. So if someone has some skills they need to develop in order to live independently, like budgeting and things like that, and they want individual assistance, Diana can help them one-on-one. They can set a goal with Diana, and they would sit down and talk about how they were going to reach that goal, and she would work with them and support them in developing those independent living skills. So we provide that service both that way and in a group setting. So we have some healthy community living classes where they learn about navigating the community with their disability or working with a disability. We have several curriculums along those lines. The other thing we do is transition. I'm not going to talk a lot about that because the transition that we do is not transition like secondary transition. Am I freezing on everybody else?
Yes.
But you can still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well then we'll turn off my
Camera.
Okay, so I'm sorry, the transition that we assist individuals with that are in institutions that would like to move into the community. So we assist them in finding housing, getting furniture, things like that, people that want to live the life of their choosing in the community. So that's a transition service that we provide. The other thing we provide service is advocacy. And advocacy encompasses so many things. And we want people with disabilities on city councils. We want them in the legislature. We want them everywhere, right? Their voices are so very important. And we want to help them get to those places that they can go and advocate for themselves and others. So the first step to that process is a class that we call SALT, and it stands for Self-Advocacy Leadership Training. We've had some amazing outcomes with individuals that attend this session. It's a small group, so there's usually only 3 students per independent living specialist. It's offered virtually, and they get on and they connect with each other and learn and have these outcomes where they come up with a profile about themselves. They talk about the support they need to be successful, and they talk about the things they're really, really good at and how they can make those really, really great things that they're good at work for them in other ways where they feel like they need support. So it's a pretty incredible program. It's several weeks, and they do work one-on-one with that independent living specialist developing. And, you know, I think even though the class is called called Self-Advocacy Leadership Training, I think it should be called Self-Esteem 101, because I don't know what happens, but they all come out of there just feeling so much better about themselves, because they have each other to talk to and bond with. The staff is there with them, and they just really, really find themselves in that course. So I think it's a really great way to get started in advocating for yourself. I think it's sometimes when you're 18, you're young, and you're trying to advocate for yourself, it is a lot of pressure and it's kind of scary. And so we want to show them that it is possible, and other people do it all the time. So they come into our office and see somebody sitting in a chair, people using accommodations in our office. So they know that those kinds of things are possible for them. So that's a little bit about the services that we provide. Those are those two sessions I talked about. The SALT course curriculum is, we are registering right now for that. So if you were interested in getting a student signed up for that, you would contact our office, and Diana Willis would be your contact for that. Another thing we got going on is this summer is our year to do the Independent Living Conference in Boise. And we're changing it up a little bit this year. We're making it a workshop based, and we would love to have students come and learn how to write a resume. So these courses will be a little longer. They'll be a couple of hours, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and they'll leave there with a resume or interviews, right? They've done mock interviews, cooking healthy, and they'll actually sit down and cook healthy with us. So we are looking at that. Conference is coming up in June. That's June 20th and 21st. So we're very excited about that. That conference is going to be pretty amazing. So those are the big things that we've got going on at LINC. The thing that's the most important to remember about LINC is that we really listen to the individual. We feel like the person that's the expert on their disability is themselves. So that is, their voice is super important. And we put a lot of weight in the things they say, and we put a lot into their abilities to participate. We believe in dignity of risk. We believe people should be able to allowed to fail. And if they stop coming to class, but then they want to come back, we would welcome them back. So they do have to participate themselves, but we generally don't have a problem with that. Once they get in there, they get pretty comfortable and have a lot of fun. So I went really, really fast. What did I miss, Diana?
No, I think you did a great job describing everything. And I think just, the basic independent living philosophy that you were talking about, Lana, to add to that, along with dignity of taking risk, also that people with disabilities have the ability to identify and define the life of their choosing. So it's not about me as an independent living specialist telling someone else how they should live their life, or what it means to be an independent person who has a disability, but really listening to what the goals and dreams of each individual is and helping them achieve that is really important.
It is really important. And they get support from other individuals going through lived experiences. So, and people who have come out on top. So it's really great to have role models and people all around you that are living and have that lived experience. What kind of questions do you have? Do you guys have any questions about LINC?
I have a question.
Okay.
You did go, when do you have the Triple G thing? When is that?
The first Tuesday of every month. And at our Boise office, it's 1878 Overland.
Mm-hmm.
It's right near Federal Way in Overland.
Yeah,
So
I know. Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
we just hang out. Like I
Okay.
mean, that's all you do is just come and hang out. So many individuals that call us just need relationships and friendships, and we wanted to provide an opportunity where they could come and find friendships.
Right. So another question I had, because since I do work in high school, I know a lot of students, kids, over 18 even, that have adults that like community support workers.
Right.
And you know, they have a lot of goals on certain plans, like all types of plans to like be social with other kids. And in the summer, that just doesn't happen.
It's harder to make it happen. You're right.
Yes, it is. Like, I think would LINC be someplace that could do like scheduled meetups for people like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If we had a kid or a consumer, we call them consumers, and we serve across the age spans, but we really do specialize in adolescents and adults. So if an adolescent came to us and they're like, hey, I really want to start like a D&D club, we have a facility that's completely wheelchair accessible. It's accessible for people that are visually impaired. It's accessible for like all kinds of things. And we have a facility that they could use our building to facilitate a group that they wanted. So we really do follow their lead. I can't start a D&D club because one, I don't know anything about D&D, and it isn't me. I'm not the one that's trying to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we want the individuals with disabilities leading the way, and we support them, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. A couple of years ago, we did an Animal Crossing friendship exchange. That was really awesome. During COVID, we did a Zoom session. So we just kind of follow the lead of those that are getting services from us. And if they have a great idea, we try to help facilitate that. I always tell people, having an independent living specialist, kind of like having a life coach for disability specific. So we won't do it for you, but we're going to help you as much as we can. And we are pretty well-versed in resources and services in Idaho. So we're able to point people in the right direction and navigate through some complicated systems for individuals. So we're kind of awesome, but I'm partial.
That is awesome, because I get people who ask me for resources all the time, and I can give them some, but if I could refer them to you, and you said you have like a resource specialist.
Yes, I do. I have an independent living, or I'm sorry, an information and referral specialist that answers our phones. Yes.
Cool.
So you would go through her first. So depending on the level of support an individual needs, if they just need like me to say, hey, here's the website and here's a program, then that's all they want. That's great. But if they really want to set a goal and work towards something big, like this D&D club that they want to have, that's when we would connect them with Diana, and Diana would help them find people to invite, get some stuff together. She would help support them in what they needed to do to make something like that happen. And another nice thing about it is we have all these students, right? And it seems like they work harder for a stranger
Oh, absolutely.
than they do for their parents sometimes. So that's another big advantage is when Diana is talking to them, and Diana has a disability herself, they can't whine and complain to her because she has lived experience too. And she pushes through and she demonstrates for them that it's possible. So that is something that you can't really find anywhere else. And I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, was my presentation so good? No one has any questions? Would love to have anybody with a disability come and use our services. Actually, I was just in the step one and want to partner with them to have kids come do some volunteer work for us. We have a equipment refurbishing program where people donate mobility equipment, wheelchairs and things like that. And we refurbish them and then redistribute them. So I'll be reaching out to some step people too. So we have great opportunities for people with disabilities.
That's a great connection.
Yeah, like there's putting things together, like putting batteries on, we're always cleaning things up and fixing things. And we have this incredible individual, we call him our restoration rock star. He's able to fix so many pieces of equipment, and kids love to learn that stuff. And he's really well experienced. It's a great opportunity for kids. I keep saying kids, but I'm only saying that because we're in a transition thing. We serve adults as well. Sometimes it's about volunteering, just getting out of the house offers them that opportunity. And if that's what we need to do, we can do that as well.
And this is Diana. I would say check out our website as well, linkidaho.org. And you'll be able to keep up to date on some of our activities and the Independent Living Conference that will be held in June, which will be a great opportunity for young people to get connected with LINC and the community.
And other kids. So that's other people. See, I got to stop using kids.
Mm-hmm.
No final questions. I'm going to plug SALT one more time. I really do think it's a fantastic program. Diana is starting a new class up. It is offered virtually. So they can participate in a Zoom setting and they get to meet friends that way. If they want to come into the office, we can provide that for them as well. It's that class, we have some testimonials that are pretty amazing. We have an individual whose anxiety was so bad, she couldn't even talk in the Zoom session. And by the end of it, she was able to present to those on the call for her, which was a really big goal for her. And she was so proud of herself, and there's nothing more empowering than overcoming something. So it's provided some pretty cool opportunities for people.
And on your Independent Living Conference, where is that going to be held? You said in Boise. Is it going to be at your space or is it a different space?
Well, we initially we had a venue that didn't work out, so we're currently in need of a venue.
Okay.
But it has to happen as part of our grants, so it's happening.
Yeah.
Even if it's happening outside. I actually think it would be awesome to do it at a high school so we could have some recreation activities for people to do and some hands-on stuff, right? So I might be bugging Timberline.
You should.
I know, right? It'd be awesome. I want them to come and leave with something tangible, not just go listen to somebody stand up and talk to a classroom and then go for 50 minutes and listen to somebody talk to a classroom. Like, I want people doing stuff, learning stuff, leaving there with an accomplished item. That's what my goal is for this conference, as well as relationships. And I'm going to work really hard to make that happen. Callie knows I really don't give up.
Nope.
I hope you are all able to get your student to come and check out LINC.
I know, I want to get all my kids to go to SALT and that conference.
Yeah, and let's get your kids volunteering up there, like if they need a job.
Yeah. For sure.
Always fun things to do at LINC.
Yeah, and on our website, again, there is a link for SALT and for registering, and it starts April 5th, and it'll run for 9 weeks from, I think it's 3 to 4:30 in the afternoon.
And don't let that 9 weeks scare you, because it just seems like a long, they really love it. And I haven't had an attendance problem. People love to come. It really, we aren't having kids drop. You know, it's not a good program when you start with 10 people and then the second class, there's 2 people show up. We don't have that. Everybody comes. It's a pretty incredible program. So we're pretty proud of that one. Also, we got another curriculum we'll be rolling out probably this summer called Healthy Community Living and working vocational stuff, how to have vocational skills. So we got lots of curriculum coming out. I love curriculum. I love hands-on, and I love finding new ways to teach people, because not everybody learns the same way. So we want to be able to help people make the accommodations they need to be successful. It's so weird to talk to a blank screen. I'm just saying. Like, if I can see your faces, like if you, I can't read the room. Is Holly mad? Is Dawn even paying attention? I don't know.
Holly's not mad. Dawn is paying attention. I would turn my video on, except my camera's broken and you just see the ceiling of my
yeah, well, and mine was freezing up. Yeah, so give us a call. We'd happy to get people signed up with and answer any questions that you have.
Cool. And then, or the website, LINC Boise.
LINC Idaho.
LINC Idaho.
.org.
Cool.
So LINC stands for Living Independent Network Corporation. So it's LINC with a C instead of a K, because we got to be, you know, unique.
Yeah.
Just like the people we serve.
You got it. You got your new logo thing.
Yep. We got a tagline now.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Lana, for coming again. I want to get all my kids to your place. We're gonna do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the recording, and all of these recordings that you've seen all night, and any materials that you want, you'll have access to, and now they're available. So thanks again, Lana, and everyone have a good night.
Thanks
for attending our transition fair.